Hi, I'm Dylan Koolman.
I'm Emma Weeks.
I'm Morgan Redman.
And we're Phasma Productions.
The main link for my individual project between the main task and the ancillary products is definitely the theme of youth. Initially, when we were shooting for the video footage, I was acting as photographer and was capturing photos that were depicting our youth models that we have, and I then utilised those when it came to making my website, and also the main cover of my digipack also features an image of youth. So that's a main theme for me in my product.
All three of my products focused around a strong house style. So my music video has a pink overlay over the top of it, which is characteristic of youthfulness, and that nice pink, especially because millennial pink at the moment, and how our generation is removing the harmful stereotypes about pink being a non-masculine colour and just making it a colour everyone can accept and use. That's really important for the feminist movement, which I'm interested in, and I've carried that through into my website. I've got a peach pink colour for my entire website's background, which is really nice to type into the music video. And then my digipack features pastel colours, so I've got a peachy pink backing for the outer discs, light beige for the internal discs, and then light blue and light and dark purple accents on there. So it really ties it all together nicely, and I've used a mixture of serif fonts on the website to make it clear and show the technological advancements we're currently in. And then I've used some serif fonts as well on my album cover, just to show a hint of nostalgia and like a throwback to the past youths and people's childhoods, just to make it look more accessible for everyone.
My combination of the main task and ancillary task was useful because I was able to give more information about the behind the scenes things that happened that you can't see on the video footage. For example, on my website you've got our Instagram feed where you can see different pictures from each of the locations, different videos, and it's just things that have happened between shots that you don't actually see in the video. On top of that, for my digipack, on the back I've got different details about the song. So you've got who wrote the lyrics, and the company, RCA Records, is who produced the song for Young Understanding. And I thought that was very useful to have because the audience should have like a little background knowledge of the song itself, and the combination of main task and ancillary was a good way to produce that content.
When it comes to thinking creatively across the different mediums of the ancillary product and the main task, the main thing for me was photography. Behind the scenes, I was photographing using a digital camera, and those photographs are evidenced on my website. But at the same point, I also used a Polaroid camera to capture more images of youth, and I used that image as my main icon on the front of my digipack. So photography became the main link, and the theme of youth was also a link between my ancillary and main task.
In my ancillary tasks, I was heavily focused on digital media. For example, I created websites in Wix. I further improved my skills in Photoshop and looked at using a new program, InDesign, to assemble my digipack. Whereas for my main task, I was heavily involved with the props making and making sugar glass bottles, which is a lengthy process. That's all on my G324 blog, how to do that. And I did all the effects makeup, so the bloodied knuckles and the scraped knee in the video and the fake tattoo in the video I was doing, which is very hands-on, as well as the camera work, which is again another, whilst digital, is a hands-on kind of practical skill opposed to the heavy editing involved in my ancillary tasks. So that's how I've worked creatively over different platforms.
The combination of the main task and ancillary for me was a chance to work with colour and how I could relate colour to the different tasks that we had. For example, during the video we had a pastel pink overlay for the whole of the sequence, and that was an idea that we saw on Troye Sivan's Youth that we thought was very aesthetically pleasing, so we wanted to replicate that for our video. And I also put this aspect of pink being a colour that pops on my digipack. I have a house style of dark grey, light grey and pink, and that is also what complies with Sundara Karma's house style. Having quite dull colours that then have something that pops and catches the reader's attention. So for me the creative aspect came from the use of colour across the different mediums and how I could manipulate that to work in my favour. The combination of the main task and ancillary for me was a chance to work with colour and how I could relate colour to the different tasks that we had. For example, during the video we had a pastel pink overlay for the whole of the sequence, and that was an idea that we saw on Troye Sivan's Youth that we thought was very aesthetically pleasing, so we wanted to replicate that for our video. And I also put this aspect of pink being a colour that pops on my digipack. I have a house style of dark grey, light grey and pink, and that is also what complies with Sundara Karma's house style. Having quite dull colours that then have something that pops and catches the reader's attention. So for me the creative aspect came from the use of colour across the different mediums and how I could manipulate that to work in my favour.